Welcome to the Piece by Piece Autism Podcast with your hosts, Angie and Christy. They've worked 25 years to help Alec get the most out of life. Let them tell you how they're doing it.
Hello, and welcome back to Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. We are glad that you are back for another episode. Today, we are going to be talking about Alec's backpack. Alec carries a backpack with him everywhere he goes. This is a permanent fixture when he is out and about, and you can spot him with it on his back. His backpack is orange. We have it built into Alec coming and going from the house, and this gives Alec a certain level of responsibility for his things. So we're going to kind of unpack his backpack with you on this episode of Piece by Piece. So, Christy, does it have to be orange?
It 1000% does not have to be orange. In fact, orange is one of my least favorite colors. But we happen to be up in New Jersey, and we found it in a bookstore up there, and we bought it. And I thought, this is the perfect backpack for Al. We will never lose him in a crowd. It is so orange.
Yes.
So, yeah, no. It doesn't have to be orange. In fact, I found this backpack. It's actually made by Under Armour.
It is Under Armour. It's the Under Armour Hustle. And he has the Under Armour 5.0 Hustle. It's now the 6.0 version that's for sale. We'll link the sale, the Under Armour website on the show notes for you. But you can find it on Amazon through Dick's Sporting Goods. Scheels has them. They're all over online. So
yeah, I think they're pretty economical everywhere I found them.
They're about $65, I think.
Okay.
So
and I think there's some on sale too. That are come in different colors, but I'm pretty picky about colors. So like he has blue ones and he's got the orange one.
Yeah.
And I think he might have had a navy one, but I don't think it lasted long because I think we like something that's a little bit easier to spot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about the bright color that just makes it stand out in a crowd. So.
Well, and also he's kind of become known for it around town. He's the guy with the orange backpack.
He is that guy.
So I tell you, there are several features of this backpack that are so helpful for Alec. It has 1,000,001 pockets, but not in I don't know, sometimes I have a hard time finding just the right thing I'm looking for in it, but I don't use it as much as the caretakers use it. They probably know right where to go to get everything. So that's a thing. It's got a lot of features. I love that the version that he has had the zipper on the bottom where his extra clothes went. I think the new version does not have the zippered bottom where the clothes go.
Okay.
I really liked that feature, but I also found it a little bit problematic because some people wouldn't realize that the clothes were down there.
Yeah.
And so they would come back and say, oh, he had no extra clothes. And I said, impossible. He always has extra clothes. We never go anywhere without the extra clothes. So anyway, the way that you know what you need in the backpack and what kind of setup you need is to just kind of analyze the mishaps that you've experienced with your child. And it's no different than a kind of like a diaper bag.
Yeah,
When
totally.
you have them, when you got the little ones, then you're carrying everything but the kitchen sink for any kind of mishap. And with Alec, it's no different. I mean, he's 27 years old. We've had plenty of mishaps. And, would this be the time to talk about
Do we dare
one
go
of our
into
mishaps?
our biggest mishap of all times? It will forever be top dog mishap story. And by mishap, we mean a full-blown accident.
I think mishap is actually an understatement.
Yeah.
Times a million.
That's what I'm saying. It's by mishap, we mean a full-blown
Disaster. Like, what is the highest on the Richter scale for like for like a earthquake? It was like a 9.
Yeah.
Well, in a scale from 1 to 7, it was like a 9
Yeah.
or 10.
Oh
Anyway,
my
okay,
gosh.
should we go into it?
Yeah, let's
We
tell the
probably better
story. We
tell.
better
We
just
probably
tell the
shouldn't
story.
hold back. Yeah. Okay.
So
So
we
you
were
want to start?
visiting. This was prior to Alec moving to the great state of Utah. We were just there for a trip, happened upon the bookstore at the college campus, and we were just taking some photos out front on this bench, having a grand old time. We look back at these photos and just we had
We
no
were like
idea what was coming.
we were saying, yeah, right before our world was rocked, like it has not been rocked before. We're just having a good
We're
time and
just,
posing and
yeah, Alec, look over here, take this picture, pose like this, stop doing this. We're just, taking 500 photos to get a good one like we do.
yes.
And about 10 minutes later, as we are browsing the men's sweatshirts, t-shirts section, we smell something and it's not pleasant.
Well, and I visually I could see something coming down his leg, but I was like, surely not.
No, not here, not
But here's the
now.
problem with this bookstore. Where are the bathrooms located?
They are down a
Down the hall,
hall.
around the bend, over the
Around,
mountain.
no, and downstairs from where we were. It
Yeah.
was a hall to get to the bathroom. And thank goodness there were the two of us. Because, I mean,
Oh,
we've both had mishaps solo. Our
oh
team has
yeah.
had mishaps solo. But this time, thank goodness there were the both of us. So I run down to find the bathroom. And in the bathroom, they've got the dumb where you have to hold your hand in front of the sensor to release the hand
Paper towel.
paper towel. And there are 3 of them. So I am circling the section where back and forth, ripping, holding my hand, ripping, holding my hand, ripping, like just trying to get enough to do something. It didn't even do a dent. I don't know what I was thinking, but run that back upstairs. We're trying to clean up. Alec as best we can before taking him down to the bathroom because we obviously couldn't haul him as far as the bathroom was.
Well,
In the
and,
state
and,
that he was, it would have
and
just,
while you were gone, he
oh,
took what should have been a mess that could have been contained within, I'm going to say, maybe an 18 by 18-inch square or 18-inch diameter circle. He turned it into, I would say it was about an 8 by 8. Am
yeah,
I
it was,
exaggerating
no,
this?
it was so bad.
It
It
was so
was
bad.
so
Okay,
bad.
and then I don't know if you had come back by then, but he bends over because he couldn't stand having this on him. And
Yeah.
so he pulls his pants all the way down. He bends over and slaps a butt print right into the BYU dad sweatshirt, which I'm the proud owner of now.
I was going to say, and where is that sweatshirt?
It's hanging in my husband's closet, and he does not even know from whence it came.
Oh, anyways, needless to say, and luckily we at this time did have the backpack in place. We did have a plethora
That's
of cleanup
that is
material.
when we started packing shoes.
Yes, we did need to get him a new pair of shoes at this time. And those shoes, I think, are the ones, they're super lightweight. They're the Sanuk brand.
Sanooks.
Yeah.
Sanook.
Those stay with him close by. But my goodness, that was a day. That was one of
that
those.
was a thing.
It actually was pretty funny in the moment, only because we had each other as crazy and wild as that experience was. But it is
Yeah.
one we definitely look
We
back
look
on
back on it,
and
laugh.
laugh.
The other funny part was that they sent finally some reinforcement because the people in the store were not that helpful.
Yeah.
And people were coming in and out of the door and like no one noticing. Like this
Yeah.
whole thing is going on. And
Thank goodness.
the funny thing that happened too is they send up this young man who is a janitor for the school as a job, and he's got his mop bucket, and he just starts cleaning that mess up. And I was dying because I thought,
Yeah.
this guy has way more than he bargained for today. There's
Yeah.
no way this is a normal thing on his agenda. And so we try to slip him some money, and he said, no, no, no. I will not take any money from you. You have got me out of cleaning. It was either windows or
It was windows. I
mirrors or
would have
something.
been cleaning 500 windows. And we're like,
I love
yeah,
the variety. And we're
wouldn't
like,
that be better?
okay.
He was so kind, though, and so understanding, as most
Yeah.
people are when you find yourself in these kinds of situations. But
Yeah, it was so nice to see like someone enthusiastic about cleaning that
no
up.
problem. Let me
Because
help you.
I'm about tired of
Oh,
cleaning stuff like
yeah,
that up.
no
I don't know
kidding.
about you, but anyway, but going on, that was one of our funniest mishaps as looking back on it. It was not
Yes.
funny in the moment. I mean, it
Ugh.
was a little bit funny, but it was mostly not funny, but we were we really, really solidified our belief in being prepared for
Yes.
these
Yes.
sorts of things because that makes it just so much easier. If you got the gloves, you got the all the different stuff that you're going to
Yes.
go into.
Yeah, we'll talk about
But
everything.
yeah, one more thing that we really have enjoyed getting it that's very economical is a clear backpack. We have a clear backpack because occasionally Alec will go to a event where he is required to have a clear bag to get in. Now, the venues that he goes to, the ones that we frequent, they typically let him get in with whatever he's got, like his regular backpack. So if we forget or whatever, it's fine. But I've found that it just makes things go quicker, when you're going through with the guy that's
Yeah, it's
the
just one less hurdle.
security.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one less hurdle. And he just goes in with his clear backpack on for these large venues where you're required to have something clear.
Yeah.
So
So
you
many of
want to,
them have jumped
yeah,
over to this policy, so it's easy just
yeah.
to comply.
Most big venues they have. So anyway,
Yeah.
you want to tell us what's in it?
Yes. So we've got, like Christy said, so many pockets, and pockets are dedicated for specific things. And the team knows to check this each morning when they come in. It's part of their responsibility, and kind of opening up Alec's house for the day is just to make sure that these items are in his backpack. First and foremost, I think we've mentioned before that Alec is epileptic. And after celebrating this on one of our last podcasts about him going over a year without having a seizure, he just had a seizure a couple days back. So without fail, we need to make sure that he has medication. And he currently takes a nose spray as his epileptic medication. So that is always in a container. But in addition, meds if they were to have been missed for whatever reason in the morning. And then other medical items like Neosporin and Band-Aids, is just a little bag for cuts and scrapes if that's something that he's gotten into throughout the day.
Well, he also is a skin picker, so we have to he when those kind of things flare up, we
Yeah.
need to have band-aids ready because
Yeah.
sometimes he'll get really aggressive with it. So,
And lotion, the weather there is really dry. So to try and combat the skin issues as well, that's kind of another layer we've got in there. And then, of course, extra clothes and shoes at this point. So a full set from shirt, shorts, or pants, underwear, socks, and a pair of shoes so that we are covered there. And this shirt, I would say Alec changes into very frequently. We always
yes.
like Alec to look presentable. And if he's going out and eating something and spills on himself, we just want to make sure that he's not in public looking grungy and dirty. So
Yes.
we're flipping through his shirts often throughout the day, and that piece of it is pulled from his backpack frequently. For the big mishaps, we love to have a fair amount of toilet wipes, flushable wipes, a couple pairs of gloves, and then trash bags so that his soiled clothes can go into a trash bag to easily be transported, and then Clorox wipes for cleanup. I think all of those items are in a large Ziploc that just kind of stay tucked away.
Yeah, and then we sometimes include when we're really prepared extra Ziplocs so that,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
there's always something. You can use it as a miniature trash bag for your used wipes. I mean, there's always something that you can use a Ziploc bag for.
They are handy. So those are kind of cleanup items. And then in addition, we have Alec's letterboard. He communicates using a keyboard. So he's got a travel keyboard that goes in his bag. And he's got his beads and books. He loves to flick his beads on a book. He loves the noise it makes, but we also like to have a quiet option. So those soft snakes, or is it the Neato brand that makes those really
Yes.
the stretchy long ones that he enjoys? Those are also great for if you're sitting at a doctor's office or at a library or at church. He can still have his stretchy STEMmy toy with his book, but it doesn't have to make the noise that the beads make. For our team, this item has been really helpful. If you've got additional staff that's taking your child out and needs a variety of, whether it be activities, this we use for restaurants, but we call them our restaurant cheat sheet cards. And they're just little note cards on a ring. And we list all the different restaurants that Alec frequents and his most preferred, or what we prefer him to eat at this restaurant. So we kind of give some choices there. At Chick-fil-A, he either will choose the sandwich or the nuggets, or at, what's another example?
Shoots the Chinese food he likes.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to know what to get him there because it's not like a typical.
He doesn't go weekly for sure, maybe once a month, and with different people getting him there.
He actually likes the Mongolian beef there, which is unusual for him.
Yeah.
But it's something he enjoys the flavor of. So I think someone taking him there who wasn't super used to or hasn't been around for a while would probably really need to look at the cheat sheet for that.
Yeah. So that's handy as a support for our team. We also have his wallet stays in a very specific spot that they can easily access. And in his wallet, we just keep a photocopy of his ID and a photocopy of his insurance. He's never carrying around his actual ID that he travels with unless he's actually traveling at the airport. And then on his wallet is Mom's phone number. So in case it's lost, they can contact Christy, because it would be tragic to lose his backpack with medication and all the other things. And then his debit card and, whatever else for cards to get into different places he has passes to as well. Lastly, we like to just carry a couple presence activities. These are just little lightweight travel closed-ended activities that he can sit and do to keep his mind and his hands occupied. So something as simple as beads that he's picking up and slipping through a little slot into a cup. Just something simple, repetitive. We will have a full description of presence activities coming up in a soon episode, but these have been really handy for proactive measures as well as reactive measures for maintaining good behavior. And then lastly, some snacks. Who doesn't want to take a snack with you on the road?
You always have to have a snack.
Yeah. So those are the things that we have found Alec needs on the daily when leaving the house. And a lot of them don't weigh much. Sometimes his bag can get weighted down. That's why we've asked the team to go through and empty out old dirty clothes. We don't want to see 2 or 3 dirty shirts that have piled up in his backpack. We want to make sure that they're getting those out and making sure that his bag is not weighing 50 pounds, because he is responsible for his backpack.
Yeah, it's always in the same place. At the house, we have a tiny little mudroom. I guess that's what you would call that. Mm-hmm. And it has a hook that's very sturdy, and he can keep it right there on that hook. And it's never any other place, so that he has a good receptive discrimination in context for, hey, Alec, we're getting ready to go get your backpack. And he can respond to that and grab that and head out the door.
Yeah. It's
So,
perfect. And
yeah.
again, like the backpack is the same.
Okay.
It's always the same. We've stuck with the orange one for a long time. We have several of them. We'll rotate and throw them into the wash and, make sure that they're cleaned up. But his backpack appears the same. He knows what to look for. So whether at home within context of coming and going, it's the same for, hey, get your backpack while getting out of the car, or hey, we're leaving. Don't forget your backpack at the restaurant if it's, slipped next to him by his feet. So he's very aware of what it is and that it's for him to carry.
Right. And he's required to take it every time he leaves the house.
Yeah.
Even if he's going on a walk around the neighborhood, they take the backpack because he could still have an accident. He could have a seizure. He has had a seizure out on a walk, and it makes for a very nice pillow to cushion his head and all the stuff that you have in it. He sometimes wets himself during a seizure, so changing clothes to be able to get him back
Mm-hmm.
home. One time I had a person see me out on a walk and he has a seizure, and that person stopped and said, "Oh, can we load you in my car?" And I was very happy I had something he could at least sit on in
Yeah.
the car to get home. She was so like, "Oh, no, don't worry about it." But it did make me worried. I didn't want
Yeah.
him to just, and I felt bad for him. So, um, we always try to watch out for that. But we use a errorless prompt. If you're not familiar with that, we're just requiring him to get the backpack and learn the routine of getting the backpack. So we don't allow for any kind of mistakes. We will help him make sure that he knows the steps to get the backpack and to learn that habit and make it a routine and a habit that he does every time he is coming or going. And he's hilarious when he gets in the car with the backpack because he always sits in the back seat. And if someone else is getting in the back seat with him, he just has this habit of just chunking the thing across to the other side of the car on the floorboard
Yeah.
area,
All the way across.
all the way
All the
across.
way.
And you'll
Do it.
hear it boom. And like the person getting in, I was like, "Oh, okay, you got to watch out for the flying backpack." So, that's something maybe we could work on down the road. But for now, it's kind of a funny thing.
Yeah. I also love he puts it on completely, whether he's taking 5 steps with the backpack or if they're going out for a walk.
Yes, it can't be wrinkled a little bit or whatever. That's probably a
Uh-huh.
little bit of his OTD, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very nice because he always looks neat and tidy with
I
it.
know. It's cute. He looks good putting it on. But all in all, Alec's backpack makes everyone's life a little bit easier. I'm not having to fill my bag with all of his items. We know what's in there. We know and do a little bit. I trust but verify, right? I'm going to
You
trust
do
that
what?
do some trusting but verifying. I'm going to trust that my person before me, if I'm coming on shift, checked the
Oh,
backpack, but you better believe I'm going to put eyes on what I
well,
need before leaving the house because that's been
it,
an issue in the past as well.
well, I learned that on the last trip because I get into the bathroom with him and there's 3 wipes in the wipe container. And I'm like, who was on with him last? Well, guess who was on with him last? Me.
Oh no.
I messed up my own deal there. I
Well,
couldn't blame anyone but myself.
that's
Okay.
all right. That's all right.
I'm not as good as they are at following my
Checking
checklist.
all the
So,
things. I know.
yeah.
But just consider some sort of backpack, a satchel, something that would have the necessary items that makes it a little bit less of a burden for you to think of coming and going, other than just to do this quick check. So, hopefully, these have been some decent tips for preparing you for any mishaps you may have with your autistic child. We have definitely found this to be a way of life for Alec and our team, and everybody appreciates having what you need at their fingertips when you need it.
It's one of my most favorite proactive measures that we've done that just really takes a big thing off my plate. Every time we go, okay, I'm going to grab the backpack and we're going to have everything in there. And now I'm ready for anything.
Yes.
Another important thing about the backpack that you may not think of, and I didn't think of until this happened to me, but I was on an airplane once with Alec, and a lady came running down the aisle, and I could tell that she was having an accident. And she's an older lady, and she had nothing with her to help
Yeah.
clean it up. And it was really sad. And I was so happy to be able to say, hey, wait a second, I have all sorts of things for a cleanup. And I
Yeah.
was able to offer that stuff to her. And so that was really satisfying to think, oh, good, I got the stuff for us, but I can also help her.
But let me throw
So
you a
let
bag
me
of
throw you a bone here.
all the
So
things.
yeah. So anyway, that's another advantage of the backpack that you might not have thought of. And and I think we forgot to mention that we have that a backup box in the car.
Oh,
The
yes.
backup box.
Yes.
The backup box, I'm not even quite sure what it has in it, except for just reinforcements of what we have in the backpack.
Yeah, just a little bit extra in case you are out and about and find that you're missing something. Need a extra set of gloves or the bags, trash bags, those kinds of things are in there.
Okay.
I think also sunscreen. That's not something that
Yeah.
he needs to carry with him always. And it's a little bit heavier of an item. So that is something that is in the car in his box.
Okay. Yeah, I think
So,
it's just nice to have reinforcements
yeah,
because you never
for
know how
sure.
big if you're going to have a bookstore event or if it's going to be a
Uh,
tinier little thing that you can deal with
yeah.
with the backpack ingredients. So,
Yeah. Hopefully nobody experiences the the big messes, but I'm sure many of you have. So
yes.
just have your backpack full and be ready for the adventures.
Yes.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Piece by Piece. If you're loving these conversations as much as we are, hit that follow button, share the show, and help us spread the word because every piece of the story matters. If you've got a story, a question, or idea, slide into our DMs to shoot us a message. We would love to hear from you. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. That's PIECE, Piece by Piece Autism Podcast. Until next time, see you later.
Bye.